tuning in with me today. Firstly, I'd like to circle back to a conversation that I had on Sunday, which was August the 6th, about a baseball game that happened between the Cleveland Guardians and the Chicago White Sox, in which a fight occurred. The shortstop, Tim Anderson of the White Sox, and the third baseman, Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians, got into a discrepancy, and it ended up in a brawl on the field where benches had to be cleared. So the Major League Baseball has given down their suspensions, and we're going to go over that. But firstly, I'd like to talk a little bit about what happened in the midst of all of that. And so I'm going to read it to you. Okay, so give me 1 second to do that. All right. During the post game, after the game, there was a post game interview done by Jose Ramirez in which he said this, in which the media actually gave Ramirez the all-star third baseman, which is what they referred to him as, an audience to air his grievances against White Sox shortstop Tim Anderson. Of course, Tim Anderson didn't get any glowing platitudes or anything like that. But in his post-game interview, Cleveland Guardian Jose Ramirez had this to say while speaking through a translator, talking about the fight. I felt I was able to land one, Ramirez said. He's been disrespecting the game for a while, he continued. So I was telling him to stop doing that after he tapped me really hard, more than needed. He said he wanted to fight and I had to defend myself. Oh, really? Because when you look at the footage, it says you saw that he hopped up and went over there to Tim Anderson. So again, really. Now, mind you, the White Sox and the Guardians played a game on August 6th, which was Sunday, and Anderson was held out where Ramirez was allowed to play. The White Sox took that game 5-3. It's outrageous that Ramirez was allowed to play. I'm just saying. On Monday, August the 7th, Major League Baseball handed out, or MLB as I like to refer to them, handed out their verdicts from the melee. The information is coming straight from the MLB website, and it states the White Sox shortstop Tim Anderson has received 6-game suspension and a fine for fighting. The Guardians third baseman Jose Ramirez has received a 3-game suspension and a fine for fighting. First of all, there are other suspensions given out. There were other suspensions given out, but we want to focus on this one right here. How in the world could Anderson, who got a finger pointed in his face, sucker punched, and held out of the game the next day, be suspended for a longer time frame than Ramirez, who tried to chastise another grown man in the middle of a professional baseball game? Help me engage my brain on this one. There were other suspensions, and the suspensions are: the Guardians pitcher Emmanuel Claus had received 1-game suspension. The White Sox manager Pedro Rifoli and the Guardians manager Tim Francona have each received 1-game suspensions and a fine. The Guardians third base coach Mike Sarbar has received 1-game suspension and a fine. And pitchers White Sox Michael Kopech and the Guardians outfielder Gabriel Ramirez were also fined. I know when I discussed the game on Sunday that it was a lighthearted tone because it was so outrageous what happened, and I just had never seen two guys just like put up their dukes and like, let's fight. But I have a more serious tone about it today because the third baseman, Jose Ramirez, speaking through a translator, was allowed to trash one of his colleagues, and the media gave audience to that, while saying that he was disrespecting, that Tim was disrespecting the game, Mr. Anderson. But what was Jose Ramirez doing, calling out another grown man during the middle of a baseball game? Is that not disrespectful? Who was he to say if he had a problem with something, then he should have took it up with the umpire? I have a much larger question to ask, and that is, has America fallen out of love with the black athlete? Has that long-running romance, is that coming to an end? Has it hit a bumpy road? What's going on with that? Because the handwriting is on the wall as far as I'm concerned, but we'll have to see about that. Now we're going to go over a few little stats and figures because maybe it's time for the athletes to take their talents to somewhere else, maybe like to the technology world on a global level where they can really, really compete in the global marketplace. and that maybe be a space for them if it's not appreciated in the sports world. So we're going to go over little stats that we looked up. So the videographer is going to share some statistical data with us, and so we'll listen to what she has to say.
Okay, so according to an infographic that has NCAA recruiting facts on it, about 6% of high school athletes in general, male or female, will transition into college athletes, but only 2% of those college athletes will move forward professionally. Additionally, from a 2022 Zappia.com article on male student athlete stats and a Statista.com analysis of professional athlete demographics, Black male student athletes only make up about 17.9% of the overall pool, and Black people in general only make up about 8.9% of all professional athletes. Conversely, in the STEM field, a PEWresearch.org article using data from the U.S. Department of Education from around 2018 surmises that only 9% of STEM degrees at the bachelor, master, or doctorate levels went to Black students, which is a stat that has not shifted much since about 2010.
Well, that's interesting. And I wanted to have those statistics read because we wanted to talk a little bit more about the education piece that I've been on, and the fact that the schools need to equip the students with the STEM fields that they need to be able to be successful in the up and coming market. And it's okay to study with sports and want to be athletes and college athletes. That's okay. But what happens when you're not able to make it to the next level, to the professional sports? What do you do at that point? And are the kids prepared to go out and get a high-paying job or have a career that will have them make a decent living for themselves and for their families? So that is what we want to focus on. Also, I just feel that, yes, we love our athletes, but I just feel that there's a lot of disrespect that's going on just in general, and I think that we need to work on that. So we need to find some solutions for that, and I think that the solution is in our educational system. It's okay, like I said, to want to pursue a career in sports or higher level sports, or if you want to pursue a career in professional sports, whatever you want to pursue your career in, that's fine. Because I know that when we put our mind to doing something, we excel to the highest level. So we can take that energy, if we're not going to use it for sports, and use it for science, use it for math, use it for technology. Just exercise that big muscle in your brain to help you get to the next level. And so I just wanted to reference that by saying, on my whole education theme and on what we need to do to get the kids prepared and all of that. But I just wanted to comment on this because I thought that it was so one-sided for them to uphold. Let me say that this is my opinion speaking, not that it's anything other than my opinion. That it seems as if they're favoring one over the other, and that's just how I feel about it. So let me know how you feel. You can post a comment, like and subscribe, and share if you like this video. Just let me know. Okay, thank you.